Okay, so we are live. Here I am, Sehernas Janani. We are really glad to have Oluwa Damilola from Nigeria and Sera from United Arab Emirates with us today. Before we start, I'll just give you guys a very short introduction of Women Inspire Network and who I am. So Oluwa Damilola started Women Inspire Network just a few days ago. The reason for starting was to share inspiring stories of women from around the globe with each other, to inspire each other, to motivate each other from all the issues that we face as women on a daily basis. Because it's very true that in every country around the world, no matter it is developed or underdeveloped, women do suffer from different sort of issues, and as women ourselves, we can really encourage each other. So I'm Sehernas Janani. I hail from a very small city, Hyderabad, Pakistan. And I joined Save and Nurture Childcare Foundation almost a year ago. And I'm so glad and so honored to have Olowa as my mentor, as my teacher who mentored me every single day, who teaches me how to tackle the challenges of child sexual abuse, child emotional abuse, and she inspires me every day to fight against it. And I have been acting as a country coordinator in Kyrgyzstan for this NGO and meeting different victims every day. Yes, it breaks my heart, but then I'm able to reform my heart by helping those children. I'm so glad to have you in my life, Uluwa. So that is my very little introduction. I would like to invite the founder of the NGO where I work, Uluwa. She formed the NGO all by herself, and I would like to invite her to give a very short speech about Women Inspire Network and share her inspiring journey with us. Thank you, Uluwa. Yeah. Uluwa, we want you to
thank you very much,
yeah,
Sheha. It's so nice to be with you guys. I'm so excited. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, ma'am. Yeah, please go on.
Thank you once again
You're welcome.
for being Women Inspire. Thank you for being with us on Women Inspire Network. It's so nice to be with you, beautiful women, inspiring women all over the world. The motive and the objective of Women Inspire Network is to bring inspire women together, inspire women all over the world, all over the globe, no matter your color.
I guess we just lost her, maybe because of her internet connectivity. But we can continue the. We shouldn't really pause, I guess. I guess Sarah, would you like to go on with your? So Sarah is from United Arab Emirates, and she works with mental health, well-being, and counseling. Sarah, would you like to share your journey with us?
Absolutely. It's a great honor and privilege to have this opportunity to be on such a large platform. And when I was invited, I actually took the time to think about what had I done that was actually that inspiring, because I'm very young in the field. I'm very fresh at it. I don't have a large amount of experience. I do not have, I haven't gained so much of acclaim. Do we want to continue with Lola first, that she's here? Do you want me to carry on?
I guess, Sarah, you can continue, and then we can ask Lola again. Yeah.
All right. Perfect. I went back to really think about, I hadn't done so much. And so why should I actually address such a large crowd? Or do I even have that right to address so many people and even share something or be an inspiration to them? And then I realized I'm an ordinary person who had a small dream and wanted to make that a reality. And for anyone who's ever achieved something or has been anywhere, it's we ordinary people. They were ordinary human beings in normal daily lives who had one passion or one dream that they were extremely certain that they wanted to take forward and relentlessly worked hard to make that a reality. And that's what my journey was really about. So I was born with a person without a voice. Technically, I was a child who had a birth defect, and they termed it a tongue tie, so I wasn't able to speak. As an infant, I had my first surgery, and hence I was able to learn language, but there were still certain letters I wasn't able to pronounce. When I went to school, that's the first time I understood that I was different, because the children started treating me different. Um, they made fun of the way I would say certain words. I was a child who could not even pronounce a name because that was the letter that I was fumbling with was part of my name. And as a grade one child who's 5 years old, you can't understand where it's your fault. So you started asking and questioning God about it. And you're like, what did I do to deserve this? And how do you explain to a 5-year-old child what a tongue tie is and that there's nothing wrong with you? So I went back home and I was very upset with my parents. And I went back home and I told them, Mum, I want to have my second surgery. I just want to have it. However, they didn't see anything wrong in their daughter. So they wondered, why was she asking for something like this, and kept trying to dismay it and push it off. At school, my grades were really good and they were up on top. However, I soon became the quietest girl in class. And year after year, my parents, when they came to parent-teacher meetings, doesn't talk to anyone. She doesn't talk to anyone in class. She doesn't raise her hand. But on paper, she's really good. They couldn't understand what was wrong. Years later, when I reached 5th grade, a teacher of mine, an English teacher of mine, refused to give up on me. She realized I had that slight bit of talent and was able to communicate what I felt on paper. And she decided to bring that side out of me at stage. So she signed me up for debates. She signed me up for recitations and poetry. And my first one, I absolutely bunked. I cried at stage. I couldn't remember my words. I just didn't know how to do it. But my teacher refused to give up. I came back to her and I was disappointed at myself, but she just would not leave me. She'd say, it's okay. You're going to go up for the next one. And I couldn't understand why she was hell-bent to put me on that stage. And by the time I was in my 10th grade, I was doing anything and everything on stage that I could get my hands on, from plays to debates to declamation competitions to the MUN to everything that I could possibly be part of. I was there. But that was because one lady had that belief in me and decided that I was worth more than my disability. That was something I wanted to work on with children, because I realized how traumatic those many years of bullying was for me when I was younger. When the children made fun of me, when I was made to stand in circles, when I'd come back, my relatives would do the same to me. I couldn't understand what it was. I couldn't understand why they would be so mean to me. I had no one to talk to, no teacher, no friend. It was my biggest secret that I was trying to cover up. I wouldn't even tell my parents. I was so ashamed about it. And that one person changed my entire life. So as I started my journey with Teach for India, and I was placed in Mumbai with 75 slum children at a marginalized school, one of the things I wanted to start was with mental health. So I noticed there were students in my class that needed special attention and had special needs. I talked with my co-teacher, and he was very, very cooperative. And he said, let's do this. Let's start special classes for them. However, coming from an Asian background as well, your parents don't believe social work is a career, and they don't really look at it as something that you should pursue. So I was put into my MBA, started doing my management, picked up a job in the corporate sector, had a brilliant organization, Adecco, won a competition and got through, and I was doing really well. But there was this void. I felt I wasn't doing enough. I wasn't doing what I was meant to do. And I really wanted to forge my career in mental health. And so I went back to my father and said, I'm pursuing a second master's, and I'm going to pick it up, and I'm going to do it in social work and mental health. And that's where I want to forge my career in. I went back and I fell in love, because they put me in my fieldwork in an organization called Muskan, which is the District Mental Health Project in Maharashtra, which deals with special needs children as well as children and child rights as part of their mandate. So I was working in hospitals, I was working in schools, and I was working in court. And I knew that's where I belonged. I knew that is what I wanted to do. So when I came back to UAE, I picked up a job as a counselor, but I had a team of mental health, well-being, inclusion and counseling. And I decided to start their special needs center. So we have a mandate that requires UAE is fortunate to provide us with a mandate that says that you cannot deny any child education. That means any child with any needs cannot be denied. You need to make your schools better. You need to have those support systems there to manage and make sure that they deserve and get that equality in education. And so we started with a member of two-member team. Now we are a 5-member team and manage the entire school of grade 1 to grade 8, pushing in special education. We also started with the counseling, mental health and well-being sector and started anti-bullying program, which won a national award. And per se, yes, that award was given to me, but that's not my award. It's my children's award because they took it forward. They said, Miss, we want a voice. We want to be heard, and we will start making videos and awareness and information, and we'll make sure that we stand as ambassadors for anti-bullying throughout the school. So it was their victory, not mine. And that's when I realized finding your voice is just half that battle. The entire battle is won when you become not only the voice for them, but give them an opportunity to become the voices for themselves. When that happens, that's when you get true change. And I was fortunate enough to be able to do that and see that in action, because I've seen the quietest child become the most talkative child and seen them blossom in so many ways that I'm the most content person in my field. I don't think I made the wrong choice. I love what I do, and I love to have all these voices heard in a global platform. So I keep encouraging my children through social media, put it up, because you never know what difference you make. And again, like we said, we're ordinary people. An ordinary person starts with one dream and makes that change, and then it just cascades into something really huge.
Damn, Sarah, you went a long way. Like when you started your story and you were saying that you couldn't talk when you were a child, I was just looking at you and I was like, look at her talking right now. The way you talk is so powerful. And honestly, I'm so glad to know you. Your story is so inspiring. Like, I cannot even imagine. So yeah, I have came across a lot of different people, but I guess you are one of the kind whom I'm getting to know, and it is absolutely powerful. Whatever you did, I would like to appreciate you, and I would like to encourage you to keep going, because we need more Sarahs in this world. Honestly, we need more like you, because bullying is something which breaks a child during their childhood, and when a child is broken, they grew up as a broken adult. But you managed to get yourself out of that mud, but not only yourself, but so many other children. So I just have no words. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you so much. It was really, 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 really powerful. Really powerful. So proud of you.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. It is wonderful to be able to make even an iota of difference in lives of people. And I'm glad that we are so many women doing that in so many different ways. So thank you.
Exactly. And that's the whole point of this network, that Olova wants us to inspire each other, honestly. And like, who knows that through different connections, we can even expand our networks, even expand our territories to make a difference in this world. So I'm so glad to know you, basically. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored. Thank you so much.
So Uluva, would you be able to tell us about your journey? I really want everyone to know about you as well. Are you here with us now, Uluva? I think her connection is really low. Can you just give me a second? I will just text her and ask if she is able to.
Absolutely.
So are you based in Dubai right now?
Yes, I'm currently in UAE. I work in a school in Ajman called Avalon Heights, a private school. And they're a wonderful bunch of people, parents and students. And I was really worried to make this change because I've worked in marginalized sectors in the Asian community in India primarily. And I was scared trying to make that jump, but they've been nothing but warm and extremely, extremely nice people and so welcoming that it's been a pleasure.
Are you still working in India somehow? Are you managing to work there as well?
So I am associated as a consulting role with a company with an organization in Lucknow in Uttar Pradesh. They're an organization called Project Scale that run skill-based programs through sports for children, and they do great work in menstruation, in gender equality, in teen talks, etc. So whenever I have a chance to go back, I do a mental health program for them. But otherwise, I'm based in UAE because my parents stay here.
Great. So Uluwa, are you here with us now? Would you be able to talk? I guess we'll just give it one more minute or then we'll just end it. Yeah.
Sure, absolutely. I would have loved to hear her talk. She has such an inspirational journey.
You have no idea, honestly, because she was herself able to open an entire NGO all by herself in Nigeria. Definitely not an easy country to work in, and now her NGO is running in almost 10 to 12 countries actually. So including Kyrgyzstan, and I study in Kyrgyzstan, but actually I'm from Pakistan. But I was given an opportunity to run her NGO, and it's all the online platform. Honestly, we have never met each other, we have never seen each other, but we support each other online. We process all the funds online, and we are able to conduct all the activities and then post it online so that our organization can get more recognition from other international institutions. But it's all her work, all by herself. And the way she motivates us, the way she encourages us, even without meeting us, the way she trusts us is so much more than we can put it in words, I guess. Yeah. But I guess we won't be able to get her today. Hopefully next time we will be able to have her as well to share her journey. But thank you so much, Sera, once more. And I guess we will end our broadcast. If you have any questions, you want to say anything, you want to ask me anything, go ahead, please.
Right. I'd love to know a lot more about your work, and I'm sure this series would do that in its due process. But if you could tell us a little about your journey too, it would be great. Just small, something brief, and then we can definitely call it a day.
Sure, I can tell you. So actually, I hail from a very small city, Hyderabad. It's really small, and we didn't really have any exposure since childhood. And honestly, like in Pakistan, there are so many stereotypes which are attached to women's life, and the way women are brought is so much different. So it's like you are being brought up in a liberal family, but that's not actually how it works. There are so many small myths, so many small stereotypes that actually develop your mental well-being and the way you think, you process. It's like they ask you to compromise with abuse. They ask you to, they tell you basically that it's okay to be abused, it's okay to be violated. And this is something which I really didn't like since childhood. Like wherever you will go, either it be school, either it be religious centers, either it be any competitions or something, the way they treated and promoted patriarchy was something which really hit me hard. And as a child, I didn't even know what is patriarchy. I didn't even know what is women empowerment or women abuse and how you violate women rights. But I saw that. Within my family, outside my family, communities. And as a child, it really shaped who I was, and it made me compromise my integrity, my dignity as well. But as soon as I started taking therapy, and during therapy I actually realized whatever was happening was not okay. And especially with news channels, with media, they really influence you. They really shape your identity as a nation. So I didn't really like all these things, but I'm so glad. And I don't even know like how slowly or gradually, but I got to know and I got to demarcate the difference, the line of difference between abuse and not being abused. So at that time, I actually decided that whomever I can save, especially child, I wouldn't really take a minute to think about it. And that's when I got to meet Olowa, and especially my counselor. I will never forget to give her the credit because she made me understand the difference between abuse and a normal life and a normal childhood. So then that's why I'm serving in child NGO, because I really think that a child's mental health is really important. And whatever abuse they go through, it is really, really, really important to make them understand it was not okay, whatever happened with you. You
Absolutely.
don't need to compromise your integrity at all, because that's something which we don't understand as a nation in the globe. So yeah, that's very brief journey of mine. And I still I run this page, Sapiens of Abuse, where I highlight the stereotypes of my own country. And I have been working on it just for a few months, and I really want to develop it more, because in that I ask people to tell their stories anonymously, and then I post it. And because it's just a way of awareness, just a way of telling people that it's not okay to be abused. Basically, it's not. So yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, as children and as a community, we don't realize um, what stands for abuse. And you see it in your families, you see it in your communities, in the Arab world too, as Muslims, from a Muslim community. It's so ingrained in us that we don't see it. And it's not out of vindictiveness that parents do it, not at all. It's a lack of awareness. They don't know better. They've not been taught. No parent comes with a parenting guide and says this is what they should be doing. However, that effect on the child, we say trauma faced in childhood at the age of 5 or in the primary years is taken throughout their life, and it's going to take a lifetime for them to recover. So great work that you're doing. Immensely, immensely happy that there's someone who's working in that field so passionately about it. Thank you from all the children. Thank you from all us mental health workers who work in this field, because they really need it.
Thank you so much for such kind words. Thank you so much. I don't know, but it's like in one talk, I can really connect with you. Yeah,
Same here.
so thank you so much.
Same
I'm
here.
so glad to know you. Yeah, thank you.
Same here. And we will definitely
Yeah,
do
and
something, I'm sure, in the future together. I'm very positive.
definitely, I'm so confident as well. And I would love you to be a part of SNCC as well, because we need more people like you working in the mental health. We would it's just an invite from a country coordinator for you to join
Mm,
us, please.
it would be my honor and pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Hope to see you again, and hope to have Uluwa next time as well. Yeah, keep watching the live series. Be part of Women
Absolutely.
Inspire Network. We are honored to have you there.
Same here. Same here. Have a very nice day. Thank you.
Yeah. You too. Take care. Goodbye.
Bye.